right. NBA, bro. Most selfish moments. NBA most selfish moments. You feel me? Ty Shad.
NBA history. Are the 20 most these are the 20 most selfish moments in NBA history. What is he doing? And first, Steph did Draymond Green.
Wait, what the fuck?
These are the 20 most selfish moments
I don't know why
in
he's so
NBA history.
That cannot be real, bro.
Steph did Draymond Green dirty.
Curry, why not for three? Bingo!
He wanted an alley-oop? Like, what did he? Oh.
I'm surprised Dre didn't put him in a headlock. But at number 19, a player.
Hold on, wait.
I'm surprised Dre didn't put him in a headlock.
Ain't no
At
way.
number 19, a player tried blocking his own teammate.
Played so well when Harden came on as a starter. Westbrook went to the bench.
But number 18 is just greedy.
Nah, that's wild. What the fuck? Was that James? That was James Harden. Why did he do
his
that?
own teammate.
Played so well when Harden came on as a starter. Westbrook went to the bench.
But number 18 is just
Bro.
because the Lakers were so bad, Kobe went 1v5.
Defensive side,
Ain't no way.
which way he's going, and he doesn't embarrass you as much.
Kobe, he had 5 kings around him.
But there are some who take it even further.
That's
'Cause at number
crazy.
17,
You, bro. Bro, I don't even know what to think. Bro, that's crazy on Kobe's side. Like you fire when that happens. And two, what was his team doing, bro? Like, what, bro? What?
Draymond Green.
All it took was one
Walked
person,
off
bro,
in
to
the
go
middle of the
into the
play.
paint. Game winner.
First half, and that was an oddity. He just stopped playing.
But look, nobody had a meltdown like number 16. The time Kevin Love gave away points.
Here's this play I was talking about. Just good hustle. What is Kevin Love doing? My goodness.
But some selfish
Oh
moments
my
just
God,
don't make sense.
bro.
Because with less than a minute left in a tight game between the Bulls and the Heat, Denzel Valentine took one of the worst shots in NBA
Who?
history.
Oh my goodness, Valentine! Oh no! That is not the shot.
He grossed those reporters out. But for number 14,
Yeah.
Rajon Rondo.
That had to have been his only clip from his whole career because I've never seen him before that or after, bro. See you in the
was
gym.
dodging his teammates like
Put
they
an
were
F in the
punkies.
comments,
This is
bro.
some of the things. Look where Rondo is sitting. Unless he's coming in the game, there's no excuse for that. That's not a winning culture. That's unacceptable.
But look, some moments are beyond selfish. Because at number 13, we got the time Zion
Christian
Williamson
Wood.
was caught sleeping on his own team.
Nails the neck, man. He's at a
Nah.
But number 12 is just dumb. Because Ricky Davis had
What is wrong
26
with Draymond
points,
Green?
12 assists, and needed just one more rebound for a triple-double. So he took a shot at his own basket just to catch the rebound.
They lob to that side. He goes in, hit it off the rim and grabbed it.
Now, the aftermath of this was crazy. Because not
Was
only
it?
did the NBA refuse to count it, his own teammates and coach lost all respect for him and eventually traded his ass the next year.
Damn. Why? Yeah, stat padding, but why didn't they want to count it? Like, you just being paid, like, bro, just call it a stat padded triple double, bro. Like, just, bro, stats is stats, bro. Like, bro,
But this next
they did not
player's
need to do all that.
selfishness ruined a dynasty. Because at number 11, the Warriors had one possession to call game when Draymond Green decided to pull an all-time stinker.
They don't use a timeout in 3. Draymond in 2. They got to get a
Oh.
shot off, and they don't. They didn't take a shot at the end of regulation, which is a little frustrating.
Draymond was trying to get it to somebody.
But look, we're in the top 10, so things are about to go to a whole new level. And we got to mention the time a player went out of his way to get traded. See, in 2021, James Harden was sick and tired of Houston. So instead of just joining the team for training camp, he flew to Atlanta to celebrate little baby's birthday with a Prada bag full of treats.
Hey, you brought me a Prada bag because you proud of me, man. You feel me?
Now, the video went viral, and the NBA was on him for violating COVID protocol. But Harden doubled down, because a week
Bro.
later, he was back at it again. Dude broke the NBA's COVID rules again and had to cough up a $200K fine. But when he finally made it out on the floor, he looked like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
James Harden definitely had a pregame meal, averaging 17 points per game over the last 4.
On January 13th, 2021, Harden was traded to the Nets, where he would do the exact same thing. But look, some of the most selfish moments in the NBA comes from players you least expected. See, back in 2015, Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP, which had Steph Curry feeling the type of way.
Really?
In 2017, he would once again have a chance to win the trophy. He didn't. But in 2018, Steph was ready. See, between him and KD, it felt like the real battle wasn't the finals. It was for finals MVP. And in game 3, KD balled out, dropping 43 points.
Kevin Durant way outside, delivers!
Had Steph Curry forgetting about the bigger picture.
Lock on Steph's head was down in tears. Yeah, I know. Nigga was mad. He wanted to win that, but KD was trying to give it to him like KD won the year before. So he was trying to give it to him, but Steph,
I'm trying to miss, goddammit.
Steph couldn't make a shot.
Now, obviously, you don't become as good as Curry if you're not obsessed with being the best. And in 2022, Curry would get that chance again. He averaged 31.2 points in the finals. Got a new nickname.
That jump almost made me cry seeing Steph cry. That was crazy.
Chance again. He averaged 31.2 points in the
Cause bro, like I'm so proud. See my eyes watering, bro. Like I'm actually proud of him, bro. Like he didn't came so far, bro. It's crazy.
finals.
Bro.
Got a new nickname.
Proud daddy of the Boston Celtics.
And won finals MVP. But we can't talk selfish and not mention number 8. When Anthony Davis in 2019, fresh off an all-star season with the New Orleans Pelicans, publicly demanded a trade. Now, this wasn't just a quiet behind-the-scenes request. He made it clear he wanted out and only wanted to go to the Lakers, which left the Pelicans in a tough spot. But it wasn't just the trade demand that made Davis look selfish, because in the Pels' final game of the season, he pulled up in the most disrespectful shirt ever seen.
He wore a shirt saying, "That's all, folks," to the Pelicans' regular season finale last night, which he did not play on.
After 7 years with the organization, he went out with a Looney Tunes reference and got his wish. But number 7 had a grown man regretting ever being selfish. See, Dennis Schroeder could have had enough money for multiple lifetimes.
I do not look like him, bro.
Left him devastated. Now, Schroeder was having the best season of his career playing next to LeBron James. So the Lakers offered him a 4-year, $80 million extension in the middle of the season. And Schroeder had never had this much stock in his career in his entire life. So the confidence was at an season. And Schroeder had never had this much stock in his career in his entire life. So the confidence was at an all-time high. So instead of locking in that bag, Schroeder thought his free agency could get him $100 million. But that gamble would turn out to be one of the worst mistakes ever. Because when playoff time rolled around, LeBron and AD were battling injuries, and Schroeder nosedived into one of the worst stretches of his career. So not only did the Lakers get bounced, Schroeder's value took a tumble. See, that $100 million offer he thought he was worth turned into a 1-year, $5.9 million contract with the Boston Celtics.
At the end of the day, you know, me and my agent decided not to sign that contract. Personally, I gotta be comfortable in the environment I'm in.
Yeah, that's
bro. You do turn down like
6. We gotta talk about the craziest rock star move in NBA history.
$20 million a year
during the 1997-98 NBA season, in the middle of a championship race with the Chicago Bulls, Robin pulled the most rock star move in NBA history. See, when Scottie Pippen returned from injury during the 97-98 season, he could finally give Dennis the break he needed as the second star. So he approached MJ with the dumbest question ever.
When Dennis wants to tell me something, I know it's not something that I want to hear. Dennis says, I need a vacation. And I look at Phil and say, Phil, what do you mean, vacation? He says, he needs a vacation. He needs some time off to let loose. If anybody needs a vacation, I need a vacation. We look at Dennis and say, Dennis, what are you going to do? He says, well, I need to go to Vegas. Can your vacation be like 48 hours? Go straight to the airport? Boom. They don't hear it. See Dennis for 48 hours.
Did Dennis come back on time?
He didn't come back on time. Ready to go get his ass out of bed.
Rodman came back from his Vegas break and, like clockwork, went back to being Dennis Rodman, rebounding like a maniac for the Bulls, who needed to secure another title. And at number 5, we have one of the craziest scandals in NBA history. Because Tony Parker didn't just fumble his marriage, he betrayed a teammate.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because Tony Parker didn't just fumble his...
What he is French, right? Wemby and them, Tim Duncan, Wemby and all of them, Tony Parker. I'm not gonna lie. Is Tony Parker this tall? What he is, 6'3"?
His marriage, he betrayed a teammate. Look, Tony had one of the Hollywood's biggest stars, Eva Longoria, as his wife. But somehow, that wasn't enough. Instead, he decided to risk it all. See, you could have called Tony and his wife best friends with Brent Barry and his wife, Erin. I mean, they did everything together. But the whole time...
I swear if he smashed, bro. That's crazy.
They were flirting with their eyes from across the table. Now, it all started when Eva found some suspect text messages on Parker's phone. And let's just say they weren't about picking roles. Once word got out, Sports Illustrated's Brian Armin Graham confirmed the rumors. Parker had been getting way too friendly with Erin Barry. Meanwhile, Brent Barry was all firm the rumors. Parker had been getting way too friendly with Aaron Berry. Meanwhile, Brent Berry was already going through a divorce, and Eva wasted no time filing those divorce papers. Now, this is the worst type of drama for someone like Coach Popovich, so Tony Parker wanted his ass gone quick. But Tony just signed a 4-year, $50 million extension, so he was stuck. Yeah, getting a teammate's wife is some Hall of Fame level betrayal. But at number 4, a player refused to shoot. See, in Game 7 of the 2006 playoffs against the Phoenix Suns, Kobe did the unthinkable. The Lakers were already on the ropes after blowing a 3-1 series lead. And after pouring in 23 points in the first half, he came out in the second with just 3 shots. And no, it wasn't because he suddenly forgot how to hoop. Kobe looked like he was trying to prove a point by saying, this is what happens when I don't take every shot. And when Kobe checked out, it was over. The Suns ran them out the building with a 30-point blowout. And Charles Barkley was pissed.
I went off on him after the game. I said, hey, listen, we all big Kobe Bryant fans, but what he did tonight was just total bullshit.
Whether it was a protest or just bad basketball, Kobe couldn't admit what he did wrong.
Did you see where taking 3 shots in that game was going to raise some eyebrows?
No, not really. I mean, if you look at the way that we played throughout the series, we stuck to the script.
Damn, the mama really turned off the kill button. But look, it's top 3 time. So things are about to go to a whole new level. And first,
that junk's so funny.
So things
when
are
I
about
see
to
that,
go to
everybody just get out the way.
New level. And first, Shaquille O'Neal's thirst for the spotlight ruined the greatest duo of all time. See, instead of building the Lakers empire, Kobe and Shaq spent years beefing over who was really the top dog. And by 2004, the tension was at an all-time high. Shaq wanted the Lakers to be his team, but Kobe, he wasn't about to play second fiddle to anyone. The Lakers sided with the younger superstar and reshaped the league.
I mean, obviously though, I mean, like even if the center is like the big, like the leader of the team, he's not taking the most shots, right? He's a center. Nobody's winning the game. This is not 1962, bro. This is not Wilt Chamberlain. Like, I don't care, like, who cares who the team leader is, bro? Like, what's gonna happen if Shaq's the leader of the team? So he just gonna facilitate the whole offense, bro? The center, bro? Like, bro, what? I mean, Kobe is just Kobe anyway, but like, still, bro, that shit crazy.
By shipping Shaq off to Miami. And in his second year with D-Wade, they delivered a championship. And that's when Shaq finally learned his lesson. In Miami, he took a step back and let Wade be the guy. It resulted with Wade putting on one of the greatest finals performances ever. That's when it hit Shaq.
Ego's getting away. That word, my team, will mess you up.
Yeah.
A lot of necessary stuff that shouldn't have happened because of the ego. And it was probably my fault.
If you had the wisdom you have now back then, how many championships you feel like you guys could have won?
7.
Imagine that. 6 or 7, and they both would have went down as GOATs. But not one player was as selfish as the GOAT at number 2. See, what made Michael Jordan a 5-time MVP and a 6-time NBA champion was his selfishness. And wasn't just selfish on the court. He made it a lifestyle. Because this man would gamble on anything, from $1 bets to millions, just to prove he would take on anyone.
We would play blackjack in the front of the plane for $1 a hand. He knows that we would never play with him in the back because it's just too much money. But he would come up to the front. He's like, what are you guys doing? You mind if I play? I remember John Paxson looking at him and going, why in the hell do you want to play with us? We're playing for $1 a hand. I remember he looked at him and goes, because I want to say I got your money in my pocket.
Yeah, bro had issues. And when it came to his teammates, Black Jesus had no mercy. I mean, Scottie Pippen was...
bro, get off his dick, bro. Like,
already salty about Jordan hogging the ball. But when The Last Dance dropped, Scottie let the world know their beef.
I thought it was a great documentary.
Why does man look like Wanda Sykes? Y'all know who Wanda Sykes is, bro? What? Bro, no way that hair is even real. No way at his big age he was able to grow that much out now. No, bro.
I felt like the documentary only told a story that sort of glorified him and not glorified us as a team.
Jordan turned their whole championship run into the MJ show, while Scottie was left looking like a sidekick again. But even their teammate John Sally, a dude who played with legends, knew what the deal was.
I don't think he's selfish. He just is an alpha male playing in a team game and was really good at it.
But the craziest part was that even Jordan knew he was an asshole.
The word that she just mentioned was selfish. I think we all are selfish in some respect, because I think to be successful, you have to somewhat have a tunnel vision about how you want to, or you perceive yourself. In our game, the team sport, you have to give up some of it, but we still have it because we have individual goals that we try to meet. Selfish plays a big part in all successful athletes or, business, because you have to have the focus. Make sure you do what you have to do. You don't care about anybody else to that degree.
Say what you want, but that's why he's Air Jordan. But the most selfish moment in NBA history was strictly billionaire business.
Oh, Mark
Look,
Cuban.
the Mavericks didn't just trade Luka Doncic in the most monumental trade in league history, but they stabbed their franchise in the heart, because one day he was the face of Dallas, who had just purchased a $15 million mansion, and next he was gone.
How did LeBron James find out about this deal, and what was his reaction?
While they're at dinner, he finds out on his phone, I'm told, that the trade was happening. He is surprised. He is still processing it, and quite frankly, had no sense that the deal was coming or in the works.
No farewell
I still don't
tour,
understand how
no
that deal is
warning,
even
just
real.
shipped off like an Amazon return. Now the GM, Nico Harrison, made the most bogus excuse ever, claiming they wanted a defensive squad. Bro traded a 25-year-old legend in the city of Dallas
it doesn't make it, he wasn't washed, he wasn't old, nothing.
Look, Anthony Davis was in the middle of an MVP season, but this made no sense. So there's some real conspiracy. See, Mark Cuban sold the Mavs last year, and word on the street is the owner didn't want to cough up that $345 million bag that Luka was eligible for. And what's crazier than that was this was all a ploy to make the NBA more popular.
I love that both organizations won. Yeah. Dallas did they got what they needed, right? From the player and the personality that they need in their locker room and with their organization. But they got a win now team. For the next 4 to 5 years, Dallas is a win now team. I think Dallas good. I like what Dallas is.
I like what Dallas
we need to see them. We need to see them, and we get a chance to see what they're missing. Because it's the bench. And the Lakers get an opportunity to build into their future, right? The next 10 years, you get to build in the Lakers' future with Luka, because now Luka is going to attract, what D-Ray said, other international star players.
The same Luka who put up historic numbers every single season, but instead of loyalty, he got blindsided. Mavs fans devastated. The league stunned in the most selfish trade ever made.
Damn, bruh. They selfish.